Okay, welcome. We continue in our Mimer, in our Hasidic discourse, bringing everything home now. We started with a verse, Shuva Yisrael, return Israel, Ad Havaya Lekecha, until Havaya Lekecha, until Havaya is your God. The name of Havaya is your God. We asked why did we have two names here of God, and what does it mean until? Right? Why do we have these two names? So the surface that we have are of every Jew is in these two names. Since tshuva, return, penitence, is that you need to return to your original standing, meaning that you are in good stead as you were before you did anything wrong. Therefore, it says these two names, Havaya and Elohim, right? Mm-hmm. Meaning, and it doesn't say just Havaya and Elohim, till Havaya and Elohim. Till Havaya, in other words, the name Havaya, until Havaya becomes Elohim. What does that mean? Mm-hmm. Right, the two names of God. So the Alter Rebbe explains is that tshuva, penitence, right, which the verse says, Shuva Israel, return Israel, Jew, to return to Hashem, is that Havaya becomes your God, meaning it has to be, as we learned previously, a return, b'chol ma'idecha, with all your very, right? Which meant, as we learn, that God is pleased with you, not you're pleased with yourself. Interesting, right? In other words, we are pleased with our success. We're pleased with our efforts. We're pleased. No, God's pleased, right? That's b'chol ma'idecha. In other words, it's beyond, the human condition is that I feel I've made progress. I feel, I've done my job. I've done my duty. I've done my, right? Meidecha means beyond that boundary. Beyond that boundary. By the way, when I say pleased with ourselves, please, God's pleased with us. Those are my words I'm taking based on the way I'm understanding.
I call him today.
Huh?
Call him was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, temperature's high. Yeah. So, which means, what does that mean? That through this tshuva, we're drawing from or Ein Sof, from the core essence of God, that's beyond boundary, right? Not the way God encompasses the world. That's the name of Vaya. So we're talking about Havaya becomes Elokecha, that the encompassing light of God becomes the indwelling, the limited light of God, right? How is that? Is because you reach to a place that's beyond the two of them, and therefore it can incorporate both. And it reveals itself in the fact that Havaya becomes your strength and your power and your energy, your vitality. So again, what's necessary over here is that something that is encompassing is not something that is enclosed from within, right? Integrated. Encompassing means not integrated. Integrated means not encompassing. So what this tshuva is accomplishing is that the two come together and are united together. The encompassing light of God together with the indwelling, the integrated light of God within creation. Huh?
Do a picture of Havaya, because some people might not understand what that means.
Havaya is the tetragrammaton, right? Sure. Thank you. Right. So this is the name Havaya that we're familiar with. Tetragrammaton. Right. This is the name of God, past, present, and future in one name. Right. Haya hoy v'via ke'echad, right? And it's beyond encompassing light of God. And now we're speaking about that encompassing light becomes our strength, our power. How's that? Because the tshuva that we've done, right, reaches to beyond God being an encompassing light, right? Beyond God, that He is beyond, right? Because ain't safe, exactly. Because beyond means you're beyond something, you're relative to it. So in order to incorporate the two, you have to reach to a place because they're mutually exclusive. Right? If something is beyond, it's not integrated. If it's integrated, it's not beyond. It's like, if you're getting what I'm understanding, that means it's integrated in your mind. It's not beyond your mind, not beyond you. And if it's beyond you, that means you didn't get it. It's not integrated within your mind. So the two are, two polar opposites. Those two polar opposites become as one, that the power that we have in the tshuva that we do is to make that power beyond our integrated power from within. But that's because our tshuva has touched to a place that's beyond being beyond, right? That has no parameter to it, because beyond has a parameter to it. It's beyond something. So that means it's relative to something. That's the Tetragrammaton, Shem Havaya. But when we touch the Or Ein Sof, the essence of God Himself, through our tshuva, that's what we do through tshuva. Or we have the potential to do that through tshuva. And what causes all of that? So that's what the verse says, because you have tripped up in your sin, right? Since you've tripped up, in others, you've messed up, which we all do, right? So it's not enough to just love God with all your heart, with all your soul, because that would be good enough if you didn't mess up. But now you have to reach to a greater place, because that would be loving God just with Shem Elokim, Shem Havaya, the two names of God. But now you need, in order to mend, to the gaping hole or the broken fence to fix. Saying we need the avodah with all of your might, with b'chol meidecha, in order that we can reach to that place which is beyond any name of God, to Or Ein Sof. Wow. Now, this great level of tshuva, something that we learned, tshuva law, we learned in Tanya, has to be done with great joy. Has to be done with great joy. Yeah, right. Tshuva, what do we usually think of it? Penitence. It's not with joy. No, it needs to be done with great joy. Right?
Like supers.
Right. And what just think about that we have the power. Think about it. That we have the power to touch the core essence of God. That's a very unique notion. It doesn't exist anywhere, that notion. Let me explain. Through our actions, so you might, some people think, well, if God cares, he only cares for our sake, but it doesn't touch him, right? And for our sake, okay, he gives us the mitzvahs. And for our sake, he says, do tshuva. But, God's beyond, it doesn't touch him. Others will say, well, okay, it does touch God, but only in a certain manner. Only, externally, shall we say, if you will. The name of God, right? Which is not the essence of God. Just like the name is not, your name is not the essence of you. It's the names of God are a descriptive aspect of him, a power of his, just like you have a power. Is that power a description of you? Of your core? No. It's a description only of some external, capacity that you have, but it doesn't necessarily touch your core of being. Like, some people might be following the World Series is coming up, right? So, someone who can throw a fastball at 150 miles an hour, right? Is that a description about that's very powerful arm? Is that a description about the essence and the core of that person? Not at all. Because if that person was incapacitated and not capable of throwing that baseball at 150 miles an hour, is he still not the essence and core of who he is? Right? Of course. So it's not descriptive of that. Interesting. Right? So the same thing is when it comes to God. So my people would think, oh, God's power you could, touch, but not him. The power that he, well, that's Shem Elohim, one of the names of God, of course. And that's what most people would say comes Chassidus, especially the Rebbe's teachings. No, we've been empowered that we can touch the core essence of the divine or Ein Sof. That which is beyond God as creator. We touch him. Beyond the act of creator, beyond the strong arm of the baseball pitcher, right? Touch the core. That's what we do through our tshuva. And through that, we elicit a new light that is able to bring together that power of God that's beyond the world, power that's beyond, together with the power of God integrated within the world. And that power now becomes my power. Awesome. All right, folks. That's amazing. Thank you for joining. Since it's Chol HaMoed, we have longer davening. I don't know if we're going to be able to do Chumash and Rashi. Perhaps we will, but for sure the Tanya and Rambam. Okay, depending on the services. Okay. Perhaps, if yes, it's going to be closer to 9 o'clock. Thank you.